Welcome to the Girls Who Waited, the Geek Girl YouTube show, all about Doctor Who and more. Sorry we've been gone so long, but we are now back here to talk about Doctor Who Series 9. I'm your host, Lil, with my fantastic co-host, Angela.
Hey, everyone.
And we're here today to talk about The Magician's Apprentice. Now I can't remember them. I just said these names.
And The Witch is Familiar.
No, it's The Magician's Apprentice and The Witch is Familiar. I switched it. You think I didn't know what I was talking about. So obviously Doctor Who Series 9 has started back, and so we are back to talk about Doctor Who. So we're just going to jump right into episodes 1 and 2. If you have not seen episodes 1 and 2, this conversation is going to be all spoilers. This is a review. This is our opinions, not just, yeah, it was good, yeah, it was bad. So we're going to get into details. So if you haven't seen them yet, come back after you've watched them. But starting off, Angela, what did you think of episode 1, series 9?
Well, when I heard the names of the episodes, I all of a sudden got this, especially after seeing the prequel episode 2, where they showed the Magician's Meditation or something meditation. I can't remember exactly what the name of it is right now, but it was the little prequel that they did. I saw it before, I saw it in theaters that they did, because they did the final 2 episodes from series 8 in IMAX here in the US, and so I went and saw that, and then afterwards they had the prequel episode that they showed, and so I all of a sudden was thinking, oh yes, this is going to be like a medieval Doctor Who episode. We're going to get this 2-parter that's medieval. It's going to be awesome. And I liked the opener for this. I know a lot of people did, a lot of people didn't. I enjoyed it. When I sit and watch Doctor Who, I try very hard to just enjoy it, not think too much about it and stuff like that, because it's a show for everyone. It's not going to be like super, adult stories that, not everyone won't like. So I try very hard to sit down and watch it, enjoy it. And I did enjoy this one. I was totally blown away that it had really nothing to do with medieval stuff other than the little parts with the Doctor. I thought, and I know you do not like Missy, but I thought the banter between Clara and Missy was hilarious in this one. Just because those 2 actresses playing off of each other was really funny. And I see your face, and you're just like, oh, I can't wait to tell you how much I hate Missy.
Yeah, it's not all that, okay? Okay, let me just jump in and say this. What I dislike about Missy is the fact that Missy is the master. I don't mind that Missy exists as a character. I think Michelle Gomez is amazing. I definitely enjoyed the interaction between Missy and Clara in episode 1. I just don't like that she's the master. Like, why is she not the Ronnie? Why is she not another time lady? Like, I think that would have been far more interesting. And now it's just like we still don't even know how she got to be where she is after the end of David Tennant's run. So yeah, I just have issues with the fact that Missy is the master. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I love that we got that banter between them, and you started to go, oh hey, because it's as Missy as the master made it very clear from the beginning. She's like, yeah, I'm not good here. Let me kill some unit agents for you. Yeah, I'm not good. And so you got that, because in the middle you start softening up to her, because she's like, oh hey, I'm with Clara, blah blah blah, and then right at the end you're just like, oh, she's trying to get the Doctor to kill the Dalek. And okay, so Missy's still bad. She hasn't changed or anything. So
of course not. It's the master / Missy. Like, the master is always going to be evil.
Yep. So it's that one thing where they're trying to play with the audience's emotions here, though. They're just like, oh, she seems like she's not that bad of a guy now, or girl. You know what I mean. But so I'm just like, oh. I did think that the whole thing with Clara, I'm actually jumping to like the end of the 2nd episode. The whole thing with Clara and the Dalek, though, was really awesome and very like intense. And you're just like, oh my gosh, what's happening? What's happening?
I don't know. So I want to ask you, because so I saw episode 1, And I actually did not watch the second episode until today, which shows you how excited I was about the next episodes. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know, like lately I've not been super thrilled with Doctor Who. And I just have to say, I kind of felt that way again with this episode. I recently was rewatching some old episodes of Doctor Who from New Who. And I just feel like there's like a sort of loss of energy, and that Stephen Moffat is trying to write things that are like, whoa, did I just shock you there? For example, when that little boy on the fields that we see says his name is Davros, and if you've been watching Doctor Who for any length of time, you know how important he is to, you know, the Doctor Who storyline as being the creator of the Daleks. And then, of course, at the end of that episode, the Daleks shoot Missy and Clara. And I felt like the whole episode was supposed to be really tense, and you were supposed to wonder, well, what happened? What did the Doctor do? Where are Missy and Clara? But I didn't feel that way because I know that that's not Clara's last episode. I know that's not how they would end the characters of Missy and Clara. And then it was kind of like, wait, haven't the Daleks been killed already? Didn't Davros explode like several seasons ago? So I don't know. I feel like we're losing some originality, I guess. And to me, like, episode 1 was just kind of boring. And the most interesting parts were Clara and Missy. Like, that was really the only redeemable aspect of that episode for me. So yeah, that was my thought on episode 1.
I agree with you that one of the more enjoyable parts was Clara and Missy, but I think that was also supposed to be like that because they had to, the story was very much supposed to be intense and very serious because the parts between the Doctor and Davros are supposed to be serious. There's no humor in there. I thought his snake guy friend handler dude was super creepy. That was really cool. I love the effects for him when they show him going apart as a snake and everything. So that was really, really cool. I love that they showed a lot of classic stuff in here. So we got the Sisters of Karn and all of that too. We got some Time Lord stuff with his little like disc.
Confession.
Yes, confession disc. There we go. Thank you. So that was kind of cool to get to see that. I loved Missy's comment when Clara goes to touch it and it like shocks her and she's like, what are you doing? She's like, you see that couple over there? You're the dog. Again, the best lines in these episodes were written for Michelle Gomez. It's hilarious. I love this woman. Like, she is hilarious as an actress. Like, she plays crazy so well.
Well, it's really funny. When I was at Timegate earlier this year, she was there and it was her first convention. And she was so, like, I mean, obviously she's an actress, so she's not Missy, but it was so funny to see her in that setting. And she was very, like, quiet and relaxed and like, oh, it's so interesting. It was her first convention, you know, and she's like, it's so interesting to be here and see people dressed as me and see what's going on. And but she also still had kind of a great, like, attitude. I think that's one of the things that's helped me like Missy better is seeing Michelle Gomez. But I don't know. I think going back and watching some of the early New Who series that were kind of light and engaging, and there was some drama, there was some tension, but overall it was still a bit lighter, a bit, I don't know. I just feel like there's all this suspense with who's Davros, and then are Clara and Missy dead, but you know they're not. And so I feel like Moffat's trying to like play with your emotions and get you to be scared for them, when in reality, like, if you're a logical viewer, you know nothing has actually happened to them.
So let's talk about some of the more lighthearted stuff he did in the episode. What did you think about the guitar? We're going to see it a couple times this season, supposedly, because that's actually Capaldi playing it.
Well, that's impressive.
So, because he was like a punk rocker back in the days and everything, and so he was like, they've showed videos of him, and he learns the stuff that Moffat writes into it. He goes home and learns it, and that he'll sit on set and just play on it and stuff, which is really amusing because he seems like such a fantastic human being.
Yeah, I mean, and I want to say this. I adore Capaldi still as the Doctor. I have friends that still don't like him, and I just want to tell them they don't know what they're talking about, because especially after watching episode 2, Capaldi is a fantastic Doctor, and I really hope that he's not leaving anytime soon. I'd love for Moffat to leave. I'd love to get some new writers and see him with some different writers, but I think he plays the Doctor really well. I like him a lot.
So our second lighthearted thing that's added in, Sonic sunglasses.
Okay, so moving on to episode 2. I did like episode 2 better than episode, 1. What's the second one called?
Which is familiar.
Which is familiar. I liked that episode better. But again, like when they're trying to explain how Missy's alive from the Cybermen in series 8, and then how Missy and Clara are alive at that point, and how the Doctor survived the weird alien things, it seemed overkill. Like it seemed a little too easy that they all escaped that way and had this prediction that would happen. So that bugs me. Like at first it really put me off the episode, but then like overall I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was a really interesting, I mean, I didn't love it, but I was more engaged with it.
That I've heard you at least say that more now than I really heard you say last season, though, or last series.
This is true.
So maybe that's a good sign for the rest of this series.
Maybe.
I think you're going to enjoy episode 3, since we're filming this right before episode 4 shows tomorrow. So she has not seen episode 3 yet, which we will get to next week at some point for you guys. But this season has female writers coming in and stuff too. So I'm really hoping that it puts you back onto at least liking, like getting a little bit excited to see some of the episodes.
Well, it was funny. I was scolded a few weeks ago by a friend of mine who was like, why are you complaining? He's like, we went for years and years and years without any Doctor Who. And now, for the past however many, 10 years, we've had Doctor Who. Shut your mouth. He was like, just watch it. Just enjoy it. Everyone's always whining. Stop whining. And it was kind of funny because it did make me, like, think about why I like Doctor Who. Try and find the things in the episodes that I'm watching that I like. Which helps because I want to like Doctor Who. I don't want to be disappointed by it. And, so I'm trying to go into this season finding the things I like. I liked it when the Doctor came in with the teacup and he was like, I'm sure you're all wondering where I got this cup of tea. I'm the Doctor. Don't ask questions.
So you're taking the Angela approach to watching Doctor Who now.
I'm trying. Last season was so sad. I was so disappointed last season that I don't want a repeat of that. I can't promise anything.
I think you're gonna like the next episode. I'm really excited for that. But I will say, the interaction in this episode, since I want to keep it on this, since I keep saying I think you'll like the next one a lot. I did like the interactions between the Doctor and Davros, because getting to kind of see that the Doctor did feel regret for something, especially after the note cards. The note cards were hilarious. Oh wait, I'm way ahead of myself. Never mind. Forget I said that. Okay. Never mind. You will understand that after the next. I'm all jumbled up now because after I watch one, it all just blurs together. Davros. I did like the Doctor felt remorse for something. He was, and like we find out in the end, it's not really a remorse. He showed him mercy, and he only showed him mercy to help Clara in the future. Had that not happened, would he have gone back? So we kind of get to see that little bit of a dark side, that there was an ulterior motive there for him. So had Clara not been in that Dalek, and had Clara not said the word mercy, had the Dalek not said the word mercy, because Clara wasn't able to actually say stuff in the Dalek. It translated it into Dalekese or whatever. But so had that not happened, would he have gone back and gotten rid of the hand mines, and which were really creepy? That was pretty awesome. I did like those. I liked a lot of this stuff in this episode. So, but yeah, would he? Do you think he would have gone back and saved little Davros?
But then I think isn't that the point of like Doctor Who and like wouldn't that have created like a paradox kind of thing? Like, would he have done that if this hadn't happened? And sort of all of these what ifs and all these things happened because of this other thing that happened. So I don't know. I think you can't really answer that question because obviously he had to go back and save Davros, because if he had saved Davros, he would have died, which would mean there would have been no Daleks, which would have meant we wouldn't have had this episode, and so it's like a whole chain reaction of things that I think is interesting. One part I did like was when Davros was offering for him to kill all the Daleks, basically just pull these cords and they're all dead. And I figured it was a trap, but I did think it was interesting. They played that scene very well in terms of offering the chance for the Doctor to kill all the Daleks because he knows they're evil, like they're not good. And having that opportunity, you could tell he was really tempted. And even still in the end, he did something that kills a lot of the Daleks, but sort of in a very roundabout way.
Yeah. So, the Dalek Sewer is just a bunch of goop of old Daleks. It's pretty gross.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't quite understand that. I know Missy was explaining it, but was she saying that the Daleks don't ever really die, but they get old and they just get kind of schlepped off into
kind of rot and get gumpy down there.
It was gross.
And we had lots of different Daleks too that we got to see. I see all different types of them. I didn't see any static clinging Daleks from Classic Who, which were always the ones that make me laugh. But yeah, it was really cool to just see all of the different designs of Daleks in one room for that as well. I'm trying to think of any other stuff that jumped out at me that I was going to talk about off the top of my head, but we've talked about
Sonic sunglasses. I thought that was kind of.
Well, see, here's the thing with that. I think the sonic sunglasses are going to be fun. Not every Doctor has had a sonic screwdriver, and there's a lot of people that are just flipping out about this. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Fifth Doctor had a sonic screwdriver for like an episode or two. He had a couple. He only had it for a very short time, and then for the rest of the time, he didn't have a sonic screwdriver. So there have been Doctors that didn't have them. And it was becoming to the point where I think they were writing it in so much that it was becoming this giant crutch. Oh, they're in this thing. I can't figure out how to write them out. Sonic screwdriver. But now we have, something that's a little bit more edgy. And I think the glasses fit Capaldi really well.
Is that confirmed that he does not have a sonic screwdriver?
He said he doesn't anymore. He just has the glasses. That's what he says at the end.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if it was just sort of a thing in that moment and then he was going to get a new one or...
Well, he said he had the glasses now because Clara was like, no. Because Davros gives him back his old screwdriver that the Doctor threw to help him.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I mean, I think I agree with you that the screwdriver was becoming kind of a bit of a, what is it? They call it the Latin phrase, the God in the machine, where basically it fixes everything. Although the TARDIS is kind of like that too. But.
TARDIS doesn't fix everything.
No, but it allows them to get out and go back and do things like that. So.
Sometimes. But no, so overall, are you, after seeing the second episode, liking it? Are you a little bit excited now for this season?
Well, I mean, it still seems a little strong because it was kind of like, well, it wasn't too bad. But there was just some things Capaldi did in the second episode that made me feel really connected to him as a Doctor, and I was like, man, this reminds me of Classic Who. This reminds me of like John Pertwee and Tom Baker, and that kind of got me excited. And I was like, it looks like the writers have a handle on who Capaldi is as a Doctor, and so what I'm excited about is to see how he plays out. I'm still not a big Clara fan. I'm not a big fan of him and Clara together. And now that we're out of these first two episodes, we're out of the Daleks, it looks like there's going to be new things coming along. I'm interested to see the Zygons coming back. So hopefully, I'm tentative. I'm going to do my best. Because I want to like Doctor Who. I don't want to, disliking a season of a show does not discount liking the entire series as a whole. But I hope this season is better. For sure. So
I have high hopes for it. I'm super excited for this season. So I don't have to worry about, like, I liked last season. I really enjoyed last season. I didn't enjoy Danny Pink, so I'm really, really excited that if we see him come back, hopefully it's not in that same capacity. Now I will say I cried my eyes out in the end of last season, even though he wasn't my favorite character. But I'm still very excited that we're not going to have that in this season. So
I hope we go back to, like, let's just take the romance out. Let's just go back to like we had with Tin and Donna, two friends adventuring out in space, no lovers for anybody, just two people exploring space. That's what I want.
And I think we're going to get a lot of that this season. I really do. I'm excited. Especially after seeing like the previews and everything for it.
You're there.
I'm there. I'm excited for this season. Super. And after looking at the list of writers and everything too, because I am super excited. Female writers on Doctor Who again. Like, there haven't been that many, so it's nice to see that there are going to be some more. So yeah, do you have anything else you want to add? I
think that was it for me. We do have Dragon Con video coming up, so hopefully that'll be up soon for me.
Yes, we will. We have some Dragon Con videos coming up. Next, we're going to be back again, hopefully next week. Hopefully we won't wait 3 weeks after the premiere. Well, I guess technically 2. So we're going to talk about episodes 3 and 4, which are Under the Lake and Before the Flood. We will be back talking about those two since they're two-parters. A lot of the episodes this season are two-parters, so we're going to talk about them at the same time instead of talking about one episode and then coming and talking about the next one, which makes it a little bit easier to get the full review of it instead of that. But so thank you guys for watching. We will see you next time. If there are any, we want to do some more Classic Who episodes. So if there are any Classic Who episodes that you guys really, really love or are dying to see us do, leave us some comments down here in the YouTube section down there and let us know. We have a couple that we're throwing back and forth right now, but if there are some that you guys absolutely want to see us do, let us know and maybe we can get to them. Thank you guys for watching The Girls Who Wait, the Geek Girl YouTube show about Doctor Who and more, and we will see you next week.
Bye.